Yeah, it looks nice.
Cool. Seeing some people rolling in.
GM.
GM.
Getting a lot of familiar names.
Oh, we've got some chatters in the
Goat morning. Coco, do
goat
you think that's
morning.
fine to say, or is that cringe?
I like it. Goat morning.
Goat morning.
Too many opportunities.
All right. Nice.
I love
goat.
LF Goat. My favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite, I think.
Hello, goats.
The goat
Oh, it's the
daddy
goat
arrived.
father.
I am the Godfather.
Daddy.
I'm channeling Black Phillip from The Witch, who's probably one of the greatest cinema goats of all time. But yeah, I should probably update that.
Goat daddy. All right.
Goat daddy. Why not goat father? Why goat daddy?
Oh, missed opportunity.
Yeah, you had one
Yeah, I
job.
think I used Goatfather for something else, and I didn't want to use it
I think
twice.
it was
I think we have another Goatfather actually already in that group that has a different role. But yeah,
I hear you.
goat daddy sounds more like a fun guy.
Fun Guy is my middle name.
All
We have
right.
our first question. I got a question with a photo on it. Can I open a ticket or just send it here? It's good to open tickets. Just go to the support channel, and then you can send photos there as well.
What did you call it? The what channel?
No, there's a support channel.
Ah, the support channel. Okay.
Then our goat overlord is gonna help you out.
All right. Okay. I think we can get going. I think we've got a few of our core people here. Well, thank you everyone for coming. This is our first GOATED Town Hall, and first of all, a GM to everyone. Really welcome to everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're super excited. We've been sitting on our hands for a really long time, and trying not to say anything about this. And finally, we can start talking about it. So I'm sure everybody in the audience and in the stage is excited about that. Welcome, new goats. We have people from Mighty Action Heroes server, as well as our new community of goats. I'm Coco. I'm head of growth here at Goat Gaming. And this is our town hall where we give updates to all of you and give you a chance to speak directly to the team and ask questions and generally get to know us more. I'm going to let everybody else on stage introduce themselves. So, yeah, let's hit up with Goat Daddy first.
GM. Sorry, I don't know what the shortcut is to do this on Telegram. Sorry, Telegram, Discord. I'm Simon. I'm the CEO at Mighty Bear. So been making games now for close to 20 years. In crypto since 2015, and then in 2021 we decided we're going to go all in on Web3. And so first game we built is Mighty Action Heroes, that I think some of you have been playing and checking out. It's part of the Goat Gaming Quests. And I'm very excited for the roadmap we have for Goat, for our, Goat to airdrop, and all the really fun experiences we have coming, both in kind of desktop, Fortnite, and then maybe other platforms as well in the coming days. But yeah, that's it from me.
Michael, you want to go next?
All right. Yeah, I'm Michael. Thanks, Simon, for your intro. My role at Mighty Bear Games and at Goat Gaming is product lead of Goat Gaming. So I work very closely with Daijo Abel, who's going to introduce himself after me. On the product side, so goatgaming.com and anything else that we're building there. So if you have any product questions, you can always ask me. My background, so I've been with Mighty Bear Games for 2.5 years now. Been building Mighty Action Heroes and also helping the studio move from Web 2 to Web 3. We probably will go into the details of background of Mighty Bear Games at some point. And Simon is the best person to share the proper story. I'll keep it short here. And then before Mighty Bear Games, I worked at a game studio in Japan called Double Jump Tokyo, and we've been building Web3 games, or blockchain games, as we called them back then, since 2019. So I've been working full-time in Web3 gaming since 2019, and yeah, for 2.5 years now with Mighty Bear. And with Goat Gaming, it's been quite a journey to get where we are. So Goat Gaming is basically a lot of learnings from building Mighty Action Heroes, packed into a whole platform. And I'm super stoked to have so many folks now on our journey and joining the road to GOAT. Abel, go next.
Hey everyone, it's Abel, or Daijo, or previously known as Albert on the server. Long story. Nice to meet everyone. I'm a product manager at Mighty Bear Games, focused mainly on design and product. Now kind of supporting Michael, as he mentioned, and just working with the game teams as well. You might hear from Tom, the game lead for Mighty Action Heroes. So he'll jump on once in a while, but I will also work very closely with him and also with Simon on design and product. My background, 7+ years at Mighty Bear. Basically, I was ex-King, King, the studio that made Candy Crush, and been at Mighty Bear basically from day one with Simon. It was an interesting journey. Done everything from QA to design the product. Was the product lead at for Battle Royale and Disney Melee Mania, if you've been following us. So yeah, really happy to be here. Really excited to share with you guys what we've been cooking for like the last year or so. So yeah.
Any more intros? Sydney, you want to say hi? I know Goat Overlord. Everybody knows Goat Overlord, and I think their mic is broken anyway. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for your introductions. I want to go back, just take a step back quickly, and I know we've been kind of speaking about Goat Gaming and Mighty Bear Games a little bit interchangeably. So I want to clarify for the room that so Goat Gaming is the platform where we play, compete, win prizes, and these games are accessible anytime, anywhere. We support Web 2 and Web 3 features underneath the infrastructure, underpinning this platform. And these features allow us, as well as other developers in the future, to deploy games rapidly and allow for discoverability and distribution. So that's what Goat Gaming is. And then beside that, you've got Mighty Bear Games, and that's the studio that has built Goat Gaming. And has also built Mighty Action Heroes and a number of other bits and pieces that we can go into a little bit later. But we are a Web3 game studio, and we have great collaborations in our past. So built in 2017, and we've worked with Disney, we've worked with Apple on award-nominated games. The Disney one was called Disney Melee Mania, and the Apple one was called Battle Royale, where people fight using baguettes, so it's a giant food fight. And as Simon mentioned, we went into Web3, all in on Web3 in 2021. And I'm sure if you have some questions, we have the right team here to answer them. Great. So let's talk about the V1 launch. Simon, these are questions for Simon, Abel, and Michael. A quick fire round of how you feel in one word about the V1 launch.
Stoked. I feel stoked. I think what we're doing is really, but there's more than one word, but really exciting. And yeah, I'm just really just fired up to see where this goes. Yeah, that's me. Stoked.
I'm pumped. really pumped to just show everyone what we've been working on, and there's gonna be a lot of really cool updates to share in the coming weeks. It's really in like an intense schedule, but it's really also exciting for us to just keep giving you guys new things to check out and new updates.
I'm goated. That's the best word. Goated because it's been a lot of late nights and a lot of past months of preparing to where we are, and this was just the beginning. We have a lot of good stuff planned for all of you for the next few weeks and months ahead. So I'm very excited for what's to come.
Do either of you want to share a little bit about what's to come? Can we tease something about the next couple of weeks?
I mean, we can tease it. We may end up spoiling some of your announcements. I think there's going to be new experiences that we haven't fully announced yet, and the likes of which you probably haven't seen in Web3 either, which I think is really cool. New opportunities to earn those delicious crowns and points on the Play to Go campaign. So yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I don't know what I can and can't say, Coco, because I don't want to spoil your surprises, but I think people are going to be very pleasantly surprised, because a lot of these, like, I don't want to neg anyone, but a lot of these Play to airdrop campaigns are just quite grindy and boring, and it's the same game over and over. And like, we have a bunch of different games and different types of experiences and kind of fun things to do in them. So I think it's actually going to be really fun.
Yeah, very much needed in the space, and also it's a great time to have fun, given nobody wants to pay attention to the market, right? Well, speaking of, actually, Road to GOAT, maybe we focus a little bit now on what's happening now, because there's so much going on. I'll introduce it, and then maybe Michael, you can give us a little bit more information around GOAT itself. But essentially, Road to GOAT is our first campaign with GOAT Gaming. It is our way of introducing our content and our platform and all the things that it can do and we can do, and allow players to get rewarded for all the activities that they do. Whether it's if you like one particular game, you can play that game, and there's loads of different quests. There's also social quests, but also we have split the GOAT allocations up in a way that rewards the different parts of the ecosystem as fairly as possible. So you've got gamers and farmers kind of in one bucket, and then you've got the content creators in another bucket. And I think this is probably like something that you'll learn more about in the coming days to weeks, but we want to give people a chance to create great, exciting content, and not be worried about being diluted by the farmers or the gamers, because they're sort of different people and they deserve different awards and separate awards. So that's it in a nutshell. But also on top of that, like, we are doing a weekly reward campaigns. So we have the content creators campaign is split into two. One is the long-term campaign, and at the end, the top leaderboard rankers will get a share of GOAT. But what we're doing on a weekly basis is, at the end of every week, the best content will have a share of $5,000 prize pool. And that way we get to instantly reward our great content without sort of making people wait for ages for some kind of reward. So yeah, really proud of that, and always like happy to take feedback and comments on some of these things to make it better.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Do you want to talk
Do you
about the
share more
points?
about GOAT?
Yeah.
Well, points first. What do you like first?
Let's just clarify the points, right? So the for people who kind of jumped in on the platform, if you go into the platform, you'll find that you can earn GOAT points and you can earn creator points. And the GOAT points feed into the leaderboard that will give you the one GOAT token allocation. And the other points are the creator points, and that's what I mean about the separate weekly prize pool and the creator bucket of GOAT points, that the GOAT token that you can have. So lots of different things to be playing around with. And so, yeah, definitely have a play around, read the content. There's FAQs and guides also inside the platform. But always you can jump in to Discord and ask questions there too.
We have some questions here actually in the chat, like maybe Michael, you've got people asking about the quests. I mean, I know I'm interrupting the flow a bit, but I think this is quite an interesting one for everyone. Like, does playing a 1v1 showdown count as playing on any mode in the Go Gaming quest? Because we're a big fan of showdowns. Like, can you kill two birds with one stone if you play that way?
You can, actually. It's a short answer. Yeah. So it says play 5 matches, 10 matches, 500 matches. The 1 versus 1 showdown also counts.
There was another question about daily quests. Is that something that's coming? This is a good question because we were talking about this just the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely planned. It's still being worked on, but we will have many different types of quests that we will be rolling out as the campaign goes along. So it's worth kind of checking it out, even though you've cleared like most of the quests. So once we roll out some of the new types and new content, we'll share it on Discord and also Twitter. But yeah, it's worth checking out the kind of Road to Goat page very often. Check out updates.
Sorry, last question for Coco, because I see this one coming up over and over. Like, how long is the campaign for?
Well, there's no fixed date of the end, but it'll be roughly between around 8 weeks.
So I was going to
give or
say,
take.
it's about 8 weeks worth of content we have there. We could add a load more content as well. It's not going to be just like endless grinding the same content over and over. But right now we've planned about 8 weeks worth. Sorry, I completely interrupted the flow there. But I could see
this is what it's all about. Yeah.
Over and over, and I was like, okay, we should probably address this.
No, this
definitely.
is why we're here. I also want to share a bit like how you could play the road to GOAT. So if you go on the quest tab, there's obviously all the quests. So you see a few Mighty Action Heroes quests, you see a few social quests. If you're a creator, you see the creator quests. There's also an achievements tab, which basically tracks the progress in Mighty Action Heroes right now. And a bit of alpha, there will be more games and more experiences. So achievements and quests will be also filled with the other games. But for now, it's Mighty Action Heroes to begin with. And then for achievements, it actually tracks like any 1 versus 1 showdown match that you play. So for every crown that you basically use as a buy-in to those matches, you get I think it was 0.1 crown. 0.1 point. So 1 showdown match right now is 30 crowns. So that's 3 points basically per showdown match. And you can just keep playing that. And also there are quests in Mighty Action Heroes. So yes, right now there's no daily quests on the quest tab, but in Mighty Action Heroes there are daily quests that you can complete to actually go through the season pass and also the Mighty Road. And with the season pass and the Mighty Road, every single level that you progress in those, you also get points. And those achievement points, it's written in like green below the headline, but basically those will be converted to GOAT points at a later date. So the ratio will be 1-to-1. So if you get achievement points now, these are basically GOAT points, but they're just not synced yet. So they will be synced in a future update. So look at the quests, look at the achievements, how you can get points there. And then we also did a OG Mighty Action Heroes drop for the folks that have been with us for quite a long time. Because one of the mantras at the studio and everything we do is we look out for the people that's been with us since the early days. And for the Mighty Action Heroes folks here, thanks for all your support throughout the last 2 years. And for the new folks here, you're also still early, so it's a good time to be here.
Yeah, I heard some people ask as well the points in the achievements points tab. I know a few of you OGs have like a lot of them, and they're not currently synced on the leaderboard, so that's something we're also looking into. But rest assured, the points you have there will be synced to the quest page and the leaderboard soon.
Also, Coco, to jump into questions again. If you folks are asking about the roles, the Pioneer role, the OG role, could you shine some light into the whole roles question.
Yeah, so in terms of the roles, we started we opened the Discord with the potential to get OG and Pioneer, and then we began the games, which many of you who have been here for the last 2-3 weeks have participated in, and that was part of like the GOAT ethos that it's a meritocracy, you play to win, and we're trying to get that sort of brand theme into everything we do. And so the challenge was that you had to be in the top 1,000 and above 2,000 pawns, which is the Discord currency, in order to keep or attain the OG role. So people who didn't have it could get it, and people who already had it had to keep it. And the same thing it extends to pioneers, which if you had less than 2,000 but more than 1,000, you would get the pioneer role. So I know a lot of people didn't have time before the cutoff, and we do still plan to give out the OG role, but this will be just a little bit harder. We are still going to announce how you can earn the OG role, but just to give you a little hint, we're looking for our OG community members. We want to reward the OG role to people who want to stay with us, want to see the long-term vision, and really care. So yeah, and then we'll reveal more information in due time. But yeah, you will still be able to earn the OG role in a nutshell. Should we continue on with some more questions, or?
It's up to you. I mean, you're the boss, you know. I'm just here to dance and be performing monkey or performing goat. But we have a bunch of like points we should probably cover. So maybe we talk about a couple of those, and we can keep an eye on the chat and jump back to the questions as well.
Yeah, I'm just quickly looking over my notes to make sure that I haven't skipped over anything. But people did ask about. Let me just, they were asking about the leaderboard, which actually is something I was going to talk about. So we do have on the platform 3 different leaderboards, and these are the leaderboards to track who we will reward at certain points in the campaign. So the GOAT points leaderboard is the grand daddy leaderboard, and the top certain, we haven't revealed exactly what number it will be, but a certain amount of the top rankers will eventually get the GOAT token. And then we have the creator quests, which are split into 2 different rewards. One is the long-term one, and the top creators will get an allocation of GOAT. And then there's the weekly one. We simply pay out USDC rewards to people on a weekly basis or thereabouts. And that is for creating great content. And what is great content, right? So we are trying to focus on content that is unique, interesting, fits with the GOAT brand, and fun, something that people in our community would like, and something that is very much in the ethos of gaming and Web3. So we say, like, get as creative as you want. We have guides as well. So we have a Zendesk article, which is actually also available on the GOAT Gaming platform itself. Just navigate to the FAQs. And essentially, it's a very open brief. We're not particularly prescriptive. We have in terms of how we're ranking people, there's a bit of an algorithm. Essentially, it rewards the highest engagement and the highest views. So that obviously is a kind of blend of, people who comment, people who retweet. We do also have like bonus points for like video content and images, essentially what the Twitter algorithm likes. And that's how the algorithm is rewarding points to you on the creator leaderboards. Right, so I'm just going to go over if there's any questions regarding that. Yeah. Okay. So, and just
Coco, if that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So another question: will the airdrop happen after the event on Mighty Action Heroes, or will be done after all the games in the homepage are done participating in the event.
The airdrop
Do you want me to take this, Coco? Or do you want to do this?
Yeah, I can do this. So the airdrop will happen around TGE. So that will be, well, we can never guarantee when TGE is, as we know in Web3. But the aim is to have it in the next, dare I say it, Goat Daddy? Don't want to jinx it.
I mean, look, we're
There's a lot
working.
of factors.
I think everyone knows that when you work with exchanges, it can take time. But our goal is to get it done as quickly as possible. So we're aiming for sometime in the next 8 weeks or so. But I guess everyone's seen this in the space. Sometimes it can be a bit longer, but we'll be ready to go. So just be dependent on partners.
Exactly. And so this Road to GOAT campaign is a pre-TGE campaign. Even if we find that we have to push it out, we probably will close the event, you know, at a reasonable time, and then, you know, perhaps open up another campaign. Excuse me, but that's to be decided at a later date.
Yeah, I think it's also important for us that, you know, folks that participate in the campaign and they add value to the ecosystem, that they will be also be seen in what we do and what we build, and not unnecessarily like drag out the event. So you want to make sure that people, you know, their time is spent meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to reward like different types of players and community members in the community. So whether you are someone who likes to, you know, share and create a lot of content, or you are a really high skilled player in one of our games, there should be different ways to basically work towards, you know, getting a lot of points.
Yeah, and I think what I like as well about the way we've built this is that there's different ways to get points. Like you said, you don't have to grind on one single thing that you don't like, because there's different opportunities in the ecosystem to build up your points balance. So as we kind of build our library of games, you pick and choose what you like, and then, you know, lean into that.
Yeah, there was a few questions about like the types of games that people can look forward to. I think, you know, I won't spoil too much, but I think people will be really surprised at the lineup. You know, that there are some stuff that, you know, some games that we have on the lineup that I don't think many people have experienced before in the space. I think it will be kind of unique to Goat Gaming. So I think without spoiling too much, I think, you know, look out for the updates. You know, we will have new games pretty much on a very regular schedule being released. So there will be a lot of content for you guys to chew through.
And Coco, if you were to tease anything about these games, because for me, like, you're the arbiter of what's acceptable to be teased, like, what would you say about them? What compares forward to, other than, like, you know, diversity?
I'd say let's think about cross-platform. I think we're very excited about the fact that we can deliver beyond mobile and desktop, and in certain applications that are very popular, and bring in as well a ton of Web2 users who may not even know they're contributing to a Web3 ecosystem, which something I'm personally very excited about, because I think in Web3, the narrative of bringing in Web2 to Web3 in a direct way is very difficult, because we've seen how Web2 players are just kind of not interested in the kind of games that Web3 bring and all the complexity around that. But if they were participating in an ecosystem and were completely unaware and not necessarily interacting with the Web3 element of it, but still participating in it inadvertently, I think. So it probably sounds like I'm speaking in tongues, so I'll shut up. But yeah, really excited about cross-platform side of our platform.
I have another specific game that's my favorite of the games coming up. I like competitive 1v1 games. That's all.
That could be Mighty Action Heroes. I mean,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
have, you know,
It could be Mighty Action Heroes. I mean, that's
We have-
another thing I like about Goat Gaming is
Yeah.
that the experience in Mighty Action Heroes, you know, you buy in with crowns, you compete against somebody else, you can win their crowns if you're better than them. That's something I personally just like a lot. and you will see that theme come up again and again across the GOAT gaming game experiences, because games are better with prizes.
Yeah, I think there was a question about whether all our games will be the same or what's the same thing across all our games. Yeah, like Michael mentioned, it's that theme of competitive 1v1 games or multiplayer games, but also crowns will factor in a lot of the games and experiences that we are rolling out. So if you have a lot of crowns or have been winning a lot of showdown matches and have been collecting crowns, then you're in a good spot.
Cool.
Speaking of the games, if Coco is fine to ask a question that
Yeah,
Skill
sure.
Gaming had, and Skill Gaming has a referral code also in his nickname, so take a look there.
I like that. That's commitment.
I love the creativity. Do you plan competitive asynchronous games as well? I guess Abel or Simon, whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, I think Skill Gaming is originally from Germany, right? So I would answer this to say yeah.
Short but sweet, yes.
Yes,
I
there
think
will
you got
be
that.
competitive asynchronous games. I'm a big fan of old school turn-based strategy games. I'm not promising we have one of those because they're quite hard to do in short session, but definitely more varied types of PvP like async is definitely something we're looking at very closely and working on. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
I've seen a question in the chat that says, in creator quests, is there any guidelines we need to follow for our video to be accepted as good? Any sample, if there? Okay, so I'll start with the guidelines. Yes, we actually have a guidelines document, which I will link you to in a moment. But first of all, in order to qualify, this is a Twitter-based campaign or X. And in order to qualify, you have to tag at PlayGoat Gaming and use the hashtag. So that's like the $ and then goat. In order to filter into so it's like basically the tech that picks up on that and then feeds you to the leaderboard. And then in order to qualify for the leaderboard, we have to interact with your post. So that's the basic guidelines. And in terms of the creativity guidelines, I would say we're open. We really want people to kind of grow the brand with us. You've seen like what our platform looks like. You've seen sort of like the kind of the first game that we've got out, but you'll start to see the other games, content that is around that. I don't want to be too prescriptive. We'll have themes each week. So next week we have a very exciting theme around a particularly exciting moment in the Mighty Action Heroes roadmap, but I can't speak too much about that just now. But you'll see, we'll give themes to you. But if you have any sort of questions around it, like I'm always around to sort of bounce ideas off, and we will actually be opening up a creator academy, which that's a bit of alpha for you. And we've got some really exciting creators coming to support with the content creation side so that we can have like a community of boss creators.
I have another interesting question that was asked.
Yeah.
So, any plans on adding new modes in Mighty Action Heroes, like team versus team or friendly matches? And I guess to this, maybe it's for Simon. Maybe you can go first, but for Simon, I think a lot of folks are also wondering, how does Mighty Bear Games, focus on GOAT Gaming and Mighty Action Heroes and the other games that are coming? How do we kind of like divide our focus there? But Abel, you go first on that page.
Yeah, so new modes, I think it's always something that we think about. We've been, we introduced 1v1 Showdown because a lot of you are asking for it. You want a quick and kind of easier way to jump into the game. We heard a lot of requests for other types of game modes as well. Duos is something that we heard very often, squad mode. So those are coming. But in the short term, I think we will have a few improvements to Showdown as well. Some of you have been asking now that we've rolled out, the earning points through kind of spending crowns as well. So we want to also give players with a lot of crowns the option, to spend more, to have, kind of like a more. How should I put it? Like, being able to win more from the mode. So that's something we're thinking about. But yeah, in some of the other game modes as well, you'll see as we kind of roll out updates, you'll start to see us tease and try a few different things in Mighty Action Heroes and across all the other games. There might even be some like cross game stuff that we've been thinking about. So yeah.
I guess on Michael's point, like I think it's very simple. Like we have people that are just dedicated to separate things. So, on the GOAT side, there's a couple of people, and perhaps who are more focused on services, and then that stuff that's shared between Mighty Action Heroes and GOAT. We have some other folks that just work purely on the GOAT platform. We have guys who are working on the on some of our Fortnite content as well, and so people are just divided to different things. And so the people that are spread, I think, across multiple things are myself, obviously as CEO, like keep an eye on everything. Michael and Abel are on a couple of initiatives as well, like GOAT and Mighty Action Heroes, and then we also work with external teams to build some of the games. So I think from that perspective, it's quite manageable. Generally, we don't have like individual team members working across multiple things at once. They tend to be dedicated to one thing at a time. Occasionally, they might move from project to project, but we generally don't have like an engineer working on features for Mighty Action Heroes and GOAT at the same time. So yeah, when you do that, you have someone doing many things badly. So we generally keep people focused on one thing. But yeah, I guess that's it at a high level. Like it's not really rocket science. It's just a lot of organization.
Yeah, thanks for taking that. I could imagine that some folks, might worry about the Mighty Action Heroes roadmap now that we also pushed a big update with GOAT and we have new games coming. So I just wanted to reassure them that Mighty Action Heroes is well alive and there are amazing things coming.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Mighty Action Heroes is, to be very honest, like the flagship game for GOAT Gaming, right? It's the biggest, most fully featured game. The other games will be smaller in scope. They'll be more kind of like, I guess, casual or like mini games. But Mighty Action Heroes is the one thing that we use to prove and show everyone what we can do with GOAT, and all the kind of bleeding edge features have probably come to Mighty Action Heroes first. So yeah, it's really kind of the linchpin of the service for us.
Yeah, and of course, just to add to that, as I mentioned, there is a very exciting announcement around Mighty Action Heroes happening next week. So yeah, really excited to share that with you. I'm going to move to the next question. Is the team planning on advertising campaign in Europe? So that's an interesting question. We do have, or will have, working with various content creators who do cover Europe, but in terms of an advertising campaign, we're focusing very much on targeting Web3 gamers at the moment. So that doesn't necessarily focus so much on European, but it's more global, I would say. So it's not excluding Europe, but not particularly Europe.
So to give a bit of color to this, the strongest Web3 communities that we've seen is probably in the Philippines and I think also Brazil. We've seen a lot of passionate folks there and also playing Mighty Action Heroes. I see a few YGG folks, so shout out to the whole YGG community. You all have been amazing on the leaderboards and on the battleground. And I think there's a lot of good communities around the world. Obviously Europe. I mean, I'm also from Germany actually, so I'm also from Europe. There are a lot of good folks there and a lot of passionate communities as well. But actually, we've seen a lot of activity also in Southeast Asia and Asia specifically. So the studio is in Singapore, and we have a lot of ties and grassroots communities in Southeast Asia. We actually have a small studio in Vietnam, so we're spending also a good amount of time there. And then also other few passionate players from Indonesia. And yeah, there's a lot of good activity happening in Asia, which I think is great what we hear.
Spot on, Michael. Spot on. Cool. I think we've covered most of the agenda for today's town hall. Just yeah. Let me finish it off. what are you most excited about? And this is for the three of you. What are you most excited about in the coming months for Goat Gaming?
I guess I can take this first. I think people are going to be really shocked at just the amount of stuff we have coming and the quality of the execution. And okay, this is very bullish and audacious, but I think we can actually lay down a marker for what can happen in Web3. And so I want to do that in the next 2 months, and that's what I'm excited for.
I'm most excited about everyone checking out all the games and experiences that we're about to roll out, because the team has worked very hard on them. Starting with Mighty Action Heroes and kind of porting over all the GOAT stuff onto it. But yeah, very excited to reveal and get people's feedback and hands-on time with the new games. And also to play with some of you in the games as well.
Yeah, to Jared's point, I'm also excited about shipping all the different game experiences that we've been building. So we've actually been building on a lot of stuff over the past months, and finally it's shipping season. So Good Gaming, the web app, was the first part. We have another game experience launching very soon. And then, yeah, a regular shipping cadence of good stuff. So I'm excited that we actually have playable games. There are a lot of platforms out there that don't have playable games in their launch. So I'm glad that everything that we've done and built over the last 2.5 years, and even before we built Mighty Action Heroes, we built a lot of infrastructure at Mighty Bear Games. So that also goes into Goat Gaming, and we give that to the game partners that we work with. Simon, maybe you can share a bit about how we're using AI to make our partners' lives easier, but that basically helps also us to ship games fast. And to Simon's point, we will have a bunch of smaller games that evolve around crowns and competitiveness and prizes. And I'm just very excited to have build an ecosystem where the games feel quite similar, but still very new in terms of similar where you can compete with crowns, you get prizes, and quite new in terms of just different genres and different game mechanics.
So yeah, we have internal tech. It's called Prometheus. Me and Ben were debating the name today. We picked Prometheus because Prometheus was the person that took fire from heaven and gave it to mankind and gave them knowledge. So we thought that was quite cool. So yeah, we've got an AI called Prometheus, and we use Prometheus to generate in-game assets. And it's been honed by us over the last 2.5 years. It's all trained on our own tech. And so we can create incredibly granular and incredibly detailed environments, pieces, modules. And so we're using it right now to generate games in 3 to 4 weeks, whereas typically it could take months and months and months or even longer. So, and this is only going to get better. So I think we could get to a point where we can generate mini games in a couple of weeks going forward. And so I think that's really cool. So one of the things we started doing is we were working with one team that doesn't have anyone on the art team on their side. And so using Prometheus, we basically managed to create all the art assets for the game that they wanted to ship on Go and get it done from start to finish in about 3 weeks. So I think that was really, really cool. It could be, this is still TBD, that once the GOAT token goes live, we open up Prometheus to other people and we gate it behind the token, but that's still a ongoing discussion whether we want to share the secret source with other people or not. But I think I'm leaning towards actually being open with it and seeing how we can share Prometheus with a wider community and get them building. But yeah,
That was major alpha. Major alphaca.
Yeah, major alpha.
Well, I think with that, we should definitely close this out, since I don't want Simon dropping too much alpha for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's been a real pleasure to meet you all in the Goat Gaming fam. So, yeah, really excited to take this to the next stage. Any last final comments from anybody from the stage?
I don't think so. I think we should just end on that bombshell.
All right, then.
All right.
Over and out, everyone. Thank you so much.
Let's get out.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.